Hi everybody, sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyaye sifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese siza la sizokhuluma ngazo le ndaba esuke sikade siyifunda. Senzela laba phela abangenesikhathi sokuthi bayifundele incwadi nalabo futhi abanqena ukufunda siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sizokhuluma ngawo lama shows senzela phela laba abanganayo isikhathi sokuthi bawabuke. Siyayisenza ama reviews nama recaps siphinde futhi sikhulume nga any other issues avelayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi TV. Guys, namhlanje ngiyenza I recap Umndeni episode 4, and I am going to just go through what went on kule episode lena. But guys, before I do that, I have certain comments that I really want to make about this show and reality shows generally. Moja Love. Listen guys, I think we've been very forgiving to Moja Love when it comes to my reality shows, because it was a reasonably new channel, and they also were new in the genre of reality shows. I don't know how much experience producers of these reality shows have, so I can't comment on that, but you could see with some of these shows really it wasn't they didn't have a lot of experience in doing reality shows. But guys, as time goes on, we can't be as forgiving as we've been in the in the past years. We need to see improvements in glamour shows. Number one, guys, I think it's very important for us to have my follow-up scenes. If you talk about one thing in one episode, then follow up with that story in the next episode or the episode after that one. Because, for an example, they talked about ingane Mahlalentabeni. They talk about ingane le eyayigula, the younger one who ayigula, and then they talk about ingane le esesikoleni engafuna ukukhuluma nothisha ekhalayo, and then they don't follow up on that to give us something. Did Mahlalentabeni go to the school? What was the response from the school? We need more of that from the show. Also, we need ilokuzana. We need more information, like if they are at a certain place, if they're moving from one place to another, just put something in there that says I don't know, they're in Tembisa, in Tembisa, and also give us timelines. They're in Tembisa, and then the next scene, maybe say 3 days later, or 3 months later, or few weeks later. It's like we are watching these shows blindly, and they are very hard sometimes to make a conclusion on certain things. Because they don't give us enough information. I need Moja Love to pick up their success when it comes to really producing these shows and giving us more information than just putting a camera on these people's faces. But today, mabefika mayiqala iscene ilokhuzana episode, there's a scene abayishuthayo where umamkhulu nonkanyezi. Umamkhulu nonkanyezi is like twins now. Wherever there is mamkhulu, there is unkanyezi. And umyeni wabo kumasebo, they are going to see uFezile, because phela uFezile had tested positive for COVID-19. She looks sick. She does look sick. She was coughing. But amakhosikazi awekho convinced that much. She was coughing, and she says she tested positive. She's in isolation. I don't know why so many people were around him. Like khona abantu abavele beza nje bazoma la emva kwakhe while she was talking to Masego and the other wives. They were social distancing bona, but the other people, I don't know if they were social distancing. But she said she's sick. The doctors had come to the house to check on her and do some tests, and they're going to come again and test her again. I don't know, guys. I haven't had COVID. Doctor bayeza bazokubona ekhaya in isolation. I don't think it's isolation. Is it isolation mausekhaya or quarantine? I don't know. Sometimes ngiyahluleka ukuhlukanisa, but kushuthi uhleli yedwa somewhere so that angezoba around abantu. That's why engayilapha kaMase. But she's saying udokotela uyeza azombona, azomchecka and test him. So I was wondering ukuthi hayibo, is it a private doctor lo onozayo, or maybe because she's doing the show, mhlambe uMoja Love has hired a doctor, because obviously as a show they have to make sure ukuthi before she gets back to meeting the other cast members, she's well, and she's tested negative, she's quarantined, all right, and then be able to meet. Maybe they've hired a doctor for yena. Norma, this is a private doctor. They do use a private doctor with Umaseko, but Umaseko didn't look like he had that information. So I would assume maybe Doctor Wagwi show that they've hired to keep an eye, which would be nice if it was. Yeah, so usho kanjalo, she was coughing. Uyambona vele ukuthi she's not well. So bayambona, and she had a mask on ulokhuzana uFezile, and then ulona Mahlalentabeni uthaka, she was wearing a gown, uthakathi kanje ngegown over a mask. She did try, but isigqoko besilona. I guess ukuthi vele mangabe umuntu ethi I'm positive for COVID, khona nje ufeel ngathi nothing is enough because you don't want to catch it. So I think maybe my Mahlalentabeni was feeling like that. So bambuza nje mbuzo with unkanyezi, which are kind, right, kwenzekalani, so do you have a medication? And then he says phela there is no medication for COVID-19 as we all know, but odokotela have told me ukuthi I have to take my supplements, so I have to get my supplements. So they decided to get some fruits. That's what my Seko said was, okay, let's go and get you some fruits or something, and then we will come back to you. So bayangena emotweni, uMaseko is driving, and then kunomamkhulu, and then kunonkanyezi. And then I think because umamkhulu amalokhuzana ama-cameras abele, because ama-cameras, it looked like away from the car, they are shooting imoto away, like but at a distance, let me say that, but at a distance from the car. And I think bebengayenzile lento yokufaka icamera phakathi emotweni so they can shoot what's happening in the car. But amalokhuzana, they were still mic'd. All three of them were still mic'd, so then they could still pick up their voices while they're in the car. So all was well. Bakhulume kahle with uFezile. I think she felt cared for and loved, and then she goes back. Uyongena endlini bona, they get in the car. Mabese emotweni uMaseko says ukuthi yazi islay queen sami asikho right. And then umamkhulu says ukuthi asife vele makafe. She says makafe uthe ikhandelani. uthe makafe nenhloko yenja. I really thought ukuthi umamkhulu thought she was saying that privately. She really didn't think ukuthi ene uzozwakala. She didn't think about the fact that they are still mic'd. So she said, because I suka makafe, which sounded really like unkind to say about umuntu elokhuza egula, and it made me feel like umamkhulu ngathi she was being fake when she was acting like she cares for ulokhuzana uFezile, she cares ukuthi she's well or not. And also she had made a comment ukuthi yena uyadabuka kona ukuthi uyagula, but ke ulona ususpicious ngoba uFezile unamanga too much. Angazi ke ukuthi what has she lied about, but I guess bona they are close enough to her to know. But that was the thing. I don't think Utu Mamkulu even knows because they picked it. She will probably see that when she watches the show. That thing is actually on tape. She said that about Fezile, and I think it will surprise Fezile. I don't know, what do you think, guys? But again, they decide they didn't show us bethenga lawo mafruits abebezowathenga, but they go bayofuna ama-herbs ke endaweni. I can't say isentabeni laphayana, but isendaweni nje esedla ngizothini ngehlathi isehlathini nje, kodwa not really in the bushes. Mangithi sehlathini ngesiZulu is like manje ngilindele ihlahla, it's like inotshani nezihlahla nje ezimbalwa le ndawo bayofuna imithi khona. Hey guys, yabona nje ngisurpriseile nje into ukuthi kuyagawula labaphethe ucelemba. Ucelemba ngesingisini mashete baphethe ucelemba bazogenca ngawo la ihlahla ke lezi zemithi abayifuna because they looking for herbs angithi. So uMaseko all he does when is point at a tree and then unkanyezi has to ukuthi agence. Guys, since hey boy Marisburg the flies hey boy and azifi since the rains and just sneaking out of the flies even at the office. So when I say this, hey, I'm dealing with a pandemic here. So now uMaseko will point at the tree and then unkanyezi agence unkanyezi. And I'm not talking about like a branchanyana that they would cut, like you know what's you have to do it a number of times and you have to be standing a certain way that it requires physical strength to do that. And Umaseko is just standing there. And when they were making comments in the interview, because ubaba yena njengendoda ngoba umfazi wakhe lo ogulayo uyena bekufanele ahambe ayofuna imithi besingaya nje sina kuyomsiza, so angazi ukuthi why thina sesifukuziswa kangaka. But in actual fact umamkhulu bengafukuziswa bekufuza ukuvuziswa unkanyezi. But ke listen to this one guys, so ke bayagenca kanjalo mase begencile ibranch ke uyalidonsa kuMaseko maseli ready and then iyalungisa ukuthi bazothwala bahambe and they are putting it ebhayini lawo lezo zinto abazigencile bayifaka ebhayini ko bayalibopha. And then uMahlalentabeni was prepared ukulithwala yena, you know. And then uMaseko uyamphuca uMahlalentabeni uthi hayi alithwalwe uwe usho kunkanyezi. Angazi ukuthi indaba unkanyezi stands so much abuse from that family and still takes it in, but she did make an ilokhuzana comment to say ukuthi yes, sometimes I do feel like ngisigqila nje sabo, like I'm a slave sale family, because even kugawulwa mina la ngiyafukuza ngenza imithi, but noma sesihamba kuthiwa kuthwale mina, why fanele kuthwale mina? It's like mina ngisetshenziswa nje ukuthi ngifukuziswe, you know. Nami I felt for her ulokhuzana unkanyezi, but na angim understand ukuthi why elaphayana. I know ukuthi it could be because of the show, but she's taking so much abuse right now from everybody. Umaseko just like intentionally he's just not kind to her. I guess maybe it's his reaction to ukuthi unkanyezi cheated, but now Umaseko has cheated so many times on these women. But again bayalokhuza bayathwala bayahamba bese beyahamba bona omunye umuthi. I guess they know ama herbs bona olona mamkhulu benonkanyezi si umuthi which they say ukuthi okubamba window ukuthi iyachitha ngazi kanjani, so bafuna ukumba bathi now uthi unkanyezi now mamkhulu now asibumbe. Hayi uMaseko wanted them to go, uzobona ukuthi uMaseko vele still cheating, athi no bangawuthathi bazobuye babuye. Umamkhulu was like hayi no, so we take it now. I think ebayekisile ukuthi bawuthathe ingoba unkanyezi ugcine ethi it looks like ilo ufuna ukuthi uwombe umuthi. And ipiki I don't know ukuthi ipiki yini ngesingisi, ipiki leli lokumba beliphethe uMaseko and ubethe hamba phambili uMaseko enzela ukuthi lo muthi lo enzela ukuthi lo muthi lo bangawombi. I think we need to find lo muthi lo sonke, you know. Ngoba kuthi uyakwazi ukubamba umuntu ukuthi uyachisa mawo now. Anyway, this is not about us. And then the next scene they are at home. I guess ulokhuzana uFezile eventually got well. This is the thing about this show mina ngenza ngibe, because then if ulokhuzana uFezile is gonna be on this scene, I think this scene should have started with maybe them just saying esho interview ukuthi after a certain number of weeks ngiyengazizwa ngingcono and what not, and then doctor tested me negative, instead of just seeing her esehleli laphana kusofa with the whole family. Basihlalele laphana in their lounge. I think their lounge looks beautiful this year. They really got like new furniture and house in yabo. So it's a house yabo. Yeah, it is a house. Looks nice. They're sitting there. Bedla makinati mangikhalisile yazi amakinati lawa hlutshwa ama konje bekuthiwani ngesiZulu amakinati konje bebiza eish ngikhona igama engilikhohlayo la makinati lawa. ahlutshwayo. So badlala umakina lawo nje as a family. All four wives are there with uLokhuzana uMaseko. Out of a blue nje, you know, bayihlalele kamnandi out of the blue. uMaseko asked them ukuthi, what do you feel about the fact that uLokhuzana uNkanyezi cheated on me? I really just cannot take everything being about uNkanyezi cheating. I mean, we need to hear about other things. I think Laban Laba have so many other things going on in their lives that they don't want to talk about on the show, that they are making sure that every scene is about Unkanyezi and her cheating. There's something that's going on with uMaseko that they're not showing us. There's something that's going on with uMamkhulu neNganzakhe that they are hiding from us. Udabula, I'm not sure. I don't know why they're not following Udabula and her journey of finding her mom. uLokhuzana uFezile, I feel like she has another life besides Maseko, which for some reason they choose not to put on the show. Every scene has to be about Unkanyezi and her cheating. I don't understand that. But if just out of the blue, uyabuza what do you think of her cheating? Uyabuza uNkanyezi ukuthi kodwa baba ngoba lento bese sixoxile ngaxolisa yesadlula kuyona, why do you have to talk about it now? And bebevumelene phela ukuthi they won't tell uDabula benofezile. So in a way now he's telling uDabula, no, it's another betrayal to uNkanyezi now ukuthi futhi uyabatshela labo. So ke conversation, it's like a boring conversation because nobody understands why they're talking about it ngaleso sikhathi leso. Usethi kuMaseko kaNkanyezi, mina I've decided ukuthi you must just go home. Hamba uhlala ekhaya, ngizokubiza mina uma sengi-right ngawo. Angazi noma uya-understanda yini ukuthi ukuhamba kaNkanyezi la kuphela kweshow ngoba they don't have a storyline. All of them don't have a storyline except for uNkanyezi. So uthi hamba ekhaya. uNkanyezi more than anything she looks surprised ukuthi kusakhulunywa ngalento namanje, because I think in her mind bese itshela ukuthi into ke edlulile. But they always say ukuthi men can cheat all that they want, but once you cheat on them, it's like they can't take it. They can dish it, but they can't take it. And it looks like that is the case ngoMaseko. So now, okay, ulona uDabula, her position on it is like, this is none of my business. You guys have your own relationship. You cheated on each other. I don't think that has something to do with me. So uMaseko sike ulona uNkanyezi ahamba yophola ekhaya. So uyabuza uDabula ukuthi how kanti uyashisa? It was an interesting question. Ukuthi methamba yophola uyabuza ukuthi uyashisa yini nje bakuthiwa hamba uphola ekhaya. But uMamkhulu was just fed up. I'm still trying to figure uMamkhulu out when it comes to Unkanyezi. Is she really has she really developed a genuine friendship with Unkanyezi, or she's also just using Unkanyezi somehow? Because she says in this instance, Mabet and because uDabula ends up saying, no, if it's ubaba kahamba yophola, then ahamba yophola angazi mina ukuthi ene akukho engakusho lapho. But uMamkhulu is like ayophola ini, ayophola enzeni ekhaya. I guess uMamkhulu was in the same position as her understanding was the same as Unkanyezi, in the sense that bese beyikhulumile le ndaba bavumelana ngayo ukuthi okay kuyaxolelwana, but they're just not going to tell uDabula no Fezile they are moving on. So naye usurprise ukuthi kusakhulunywa ngale ndaba lena. So ufuna clarity ukuthi kahle kahle mawuthi akaye ekhaya ushukuthini uthi no, and apha beba naleyo conflict no Maseko, because uMaseko udinga ukuthi uyam-interrupta uMamkhulu mayikhuluma. uMamkhulu is saying ukuthi no, if you're going to make a decision about Unkanyezi, make a final decision. Don't ukuthi uloku umtshela ukuthi ayophola ekhaya, uyopholana ekhaya. And bayaxabana, and then she ends up saying, you know what, futhi nami ngizovele ngihambe. Unkanyezi mehamba nami ngihamba naye ngoba ngikhathele ile mpilo le yala ekhaya. So basically uMaseko makes a comment about uMamkhulu, because uMamkhulu ends up walking out, I think, to the kitchen, and he says, when I papa too much these days. I think uMaseko is surprised by how uMamkhulu is speaking up this season, because she really is speaking up against Lokhuzana Maseko. So she says ukuthi ngikhathele like her ku angazi noma ngingalisho yini leli gama leli lesizulu eliqala ngo-F, uthi ke kulokhuza wonke umuntu la ekhaya. So manje sekuzokukhonjwa okukaNkanyezi kuphela kube la ekhaya wonke umuntu la ekhaya uyacheat, wonke umuntu la ekhaya le uyacheat. So now kushuza sihambe sonke siyophola emakhaya ngoba vele uyacheat. indlela asho ngayo, even though I can't say it's in her exact word, it's almost like she's complaining ukuthi nawe uyacheat Maseko. So how is ukucheata kukaNkanyezi worse than ukucheata kwakho? And nami sekuyangidina indaba yokuthi fanele silokhu sibekezelelele nawe ucheat, but wena awukwazi ukubekezelela umuntu oyedwa nje echeat. I totally agree with it. Was a valid point. Why would you not be able to forgive him if she has forgiven you so many times? After that, Unkanyezi, like I said, let's show that they struggle with the transition from one scene to the another. I flow with transition yabo. Uvela ubona isin uphinde ubone. Mhlawumbe le scene has nothing to do with this one this one. So abayiflowishi kahle ilokhuzana isin because uvele ngabona nje unkanyezi same lapha ngaphandle with ulokhuza udabula trying to explain indaba yokuthi indaba ukuthi cheat and stuff, and why she never told Udabula, because Udabula is questioning why she never told them, and she says Dabula, remember ukuthi mina now we don't get along, remember ukuthi besilwa kangakanani. And I felt like if I tell you this thing, even if ungezoyenza ilutho manje, but in the future you will use it against me, masesilo you will use it against me, uzongibambela lelo qobulelo. So I felt like I didn't want to talk about it, and I felt like it was ibizo, because we were trying to get united, ibizo phazamisa lokho kuba united kwakho. Udabula yena issue yakhe is that if you are saying that you were scared that I was going to judge you if jail, but you are judging me because you are assuming that by telling me I'm going to judge you. But at the end of the day, Udabula is saying, no, whatever that you did is your business, it's not mine. Because at some point, Unkanyezi says, one of the things as means as a ngaphandle is the fact that Maseko took a ring that he was supposed to give to her. Unkanyezi wanikeza Udabula is like, no, but you can't blame us for what you did. She says no, cheating was a mistake to her. She's not blaming, but she's just explaining she was in that position where she was upset and she was supposed to get the ring next as number 2, but she never got the ring went to Dabula, so she felt like really the relationship was over, and that's why she cheated. So next again, it's the girls preparing for a trip. It's bayapi but bambuzile uFezile ngoba okay angikwazi ukucifihla kodwa nabo uFezile is planning the trip, but we know who's planning the trip. And we are reality show geniuses. We already know go to my reality shows who plans a trip, so we'll go. So Fezile is supposed to be planning a trip. Mabambuzo Fezile what is the lodge? Ebuzo Dabula uthi ithe uMalkhoni lodge. Hey, ngike ngahamba ngayo googlisha uMalkhoni lodge ngingamtholi. Then base ngiyabuya ngafunda ama-subtitle athi Malcolm Lodge. I don't know, because mangigooglish Malcolm Lodge it is a Harare in Zimbabwe. Were they in Zimbabwe? Because I thought they would probably show us the signs of Zimbabwe. I don't know, is there another? If anybody knows where Malcolm Lodge is in South Africa, if there is one in South Africa, then please let me know. But when I googled it, I could only find it because it's in Harare in Zimbabwe. So yeah, so they're going on this trip. I'm still not sure whether they really went to Zimbabwe or they are here in South Africa. They're at the lodge. I really think they could have done a better job of showing us the place where they are booked in, even just showing where their bedrooms, their check-in process. It's just that those pictures we didn't get. I think the show could have done a better job of that. They could have even made a deal with the place to say, listen, we've got these people who are going to shoot the show. In return, you get this free marketing, and they could properly show the place where they were. And yeah, it's a girls' trip. All the girls have gone. Apparently, Maseko didn't know they were going. But basho njalo basemasaka bebesasambeni uMaseka ngazabe yazi baya kwi trip ngathi baya la emva kwendlu ukuthi asambe la kamakhelwane, but baya kude. So they were all packed, they were all nice, they were getting along, packing, bafuna ama bikini. Ay uFezile uyadelela ke lapha debelela unkanyezi make sure ukuthi you don't pack a bikini like 2-piece pick one piece because imbejeje, you know, asifuna ukuzibona mina bengizoziveza imbejeje zami ngenkanyezi kube nguwe. But yeah, so they go. They don't show us a lot. Mabefika laphana, they just went to the lake, took some pictures by the rocks, and was there in Popo Malapa? I didn't see. Yeah, they just show us a little bit better some pictures here and there, and then we saw them basically in the evening, and they were by the bonfire, and bahleli they're talking. Obviously, in the topic becomes about Masego. I-concern eraiswa umamkhulu is that yena she is not happy in her marriage. Njoba ngisho ukuthi guys, I really feel like there's a whole lot more going on with corona. Hey, I'm a mask here ngizothelela ngecorona. I really feel like there's a whole lot more going on with Masego than the show is showing us, and I think it could be that the producers don't know. If they don't know, I would be disappointed because that means that they haven't done the investigations. Because if we can pick it up while watching the show, there must be something going on with Masego that we are not seeing on the show. Then it should be obvious to them as well, and they should have done a little bit of digging and bring in some people, Pela, so that we can have a little bit of drama. What is a reality show without some drama? But yeah, she says she's not unhappy in her marriage. And lento yokuthi ngathi Masego akafuni basebenza akafuni baye anywhere, she doesn't understand. She feels like when they have their own dreams, she says yena personally she has her own dreams. I don't know why she will not go after her dreams, like honestly, especially with them now being on the show. There's so much opportunities that they could have, so why are they allowing that to happen? But that is the complaint for most of them. And advice kaDabula was that, guys, ayikho indaba ukuthi niloko nihleli la niloko nibheka indoda, make a plan. Ukhuluma ukuthi yena njengoba esephumile elokhuzeni entwasweni, useselokhuzeni, usene ndumba yakhe, uzosiza abantu laphana and make some money. Ubenzele example ukuthi buka kade ngenzela umsebenzi lana ubaba lo wena azange zenze akhiphe ngisho isent. So do you think ukuthi lo umuntu ongarely kuyena? Fezile also points out, guys, if Masego dies, you know, we need to have a plan. And what are we going to do? And he says there's nothing wrong with us staying with Masego if we love Masego, but akukho right ukuthi bese sivele siyahlala nje kuba ukuthi nje sihleli, we're not doing anything. Their conversation really was good, even though they were talking over each other. That I think a lot of what uLokhuzana uFezile was trying to say asikuzwanga kahle, and a lot of what uNkanyezi was trying to say asikuzwanga kahle. Abantu who really like made their points and sakwazi ukubezwa because they spoke louder than the others was uDabula benoLokhuzana beno Mamkhulu. So that's just what they were discussing in the Bagaba Masego. Angazi, guys, because these women don't look happy. uNkanyezi doesn't look happy, and she doesn't look wanted to family. Umamkhulu says ukuthi she's not happy. She's even offering ukuthi if Nkanyezi ehamba nayo uzohamba. Ulona uDabula sounds over. He's just over it. I think she's probably back to do the show and then go back to ngoba she keeps talking about indumba yakhe ekhaya ukuthi she needs to go and work. Ufezile, I think I'm convinced vele Ufezile ukuthi she's not with Masego at all. She really just is adding, it's just there to make the numbers so that uzobonakala ngathi isithembu lesi esinabantu abaningi so they can make the show. Otherwise they it doesn't look like khona ukubahlanganisa kangako with uLokhuzana, with Masego. But I'm interested to know what you guys think about this episode, and what do you think about the fact that these women are not happy. I can't even say in a marriage because all of them are not married in that relationship. And what do you think they should do? Should they stay or should they leave? Yeah, but that was the episode today. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like the video before Share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers.